Hello, my name is Mr. Walsh. I am one of the art teachers here at PG Junior. I'm teaching Drawing 1 this semester. I just wanted to take a couple of brief moments to talk about some things we are doing in our class this semester. I have already noticed the wonderful growth and progress your students have been making in their art skills, and we're only beginning week 6. Here's our Canvas page. Right here, if you click here, this is our disclosure document that contains all of the information needed for the class. Gives a little breakdown about the types of projects and things we'll be working on. Already we have done base faces and upside down drawings. We're currently working on contour drawings. This one seems to be a little bit challenging for the students because in some instances they are not allowed to look at their pictures until after they are done. We are focusing on this mindset of left side of the brain versus right side of the brain. Our left side of the brain is very organized, it's very detailed. It has lots of names and words and symbols. Where our right side of the brain is more creative. It's more about seeing things as they are, looking at those details, seeing the bigger picture of things. And so a lot of the projects and exercises we've been working on have been training us as artists to get into that right side of our brain mindset, where we can really understand those details of what we are drawing. Here are the required course materials, some classroom rules. In our class, we don't have any formal tests or quizzes. There might be a pop quiz here and there, but there is no formal test at a term or at the end of the semester. Late work. Students are allowed to turn in anything whenever they get it done. There is no penalty for late work at all. It's just the most important thing that they complete it. I want them to feel confident about the things that they are turning in. Okay? I will not take assignments the last week of the term. So this term 1, all of late work assignments, whether it's assignments they haven't turned in yet, or it's assignments or projects that they've taken some of my feedback and they've fixed some of those things and help them to get a stronger finished product, they need to be turned in by term 1, by Friday, October 9th. So that's for term 1. Okay. Our grading criteria and breakdown. There is no extra credit in this class because students are allowed to turn in the assignments when they are finished. We have our deadlines, we have our due dates, but if they need a couple of extra days to finish that so they can feel confident with their project, that's great. They can turn it in without any penalty of it being late. So there's no extra credit given in the class. Here is our breakdown of how things are graded in class. We have our essential standard projects, which is an E, 65% of our grade. Related standard projects, which is an R, 20%. Assignments, which is an A, 10%. And other is an O, which is 5%. So in our class, we have a grading scale of a 1 to 4 scale. So if you get a 4 on an assignment or project, that's an A. A 3 is a B. 2 is a C, 1 is a D, and 0 is an F. So if a student gets a 2 on a project and they know that they could do better and they want a chance to fix and improve their artwork, they totally can do that and resubmit that again for a higher score. As many times as they want until they get the score that they would like. So that is our disclosure document. That is right there. If there's any questions you have about the class, they're right in there. So a quick briefing of our assignments page. If we go over to here, these are the overdue assignments that are there. These are upcoming assignments that are due. So if you notice right here, we have an E, R, E, A, R, and A. So E stands for essential assignments, which are worth 65% of the grade. R is related standard assignments, which are 20%. A, which just stands for assignments, which is 10%, and sometimes we have that O, which is 5%. So if you're looking at your student's grade and think, what do they need to do in the class to help boost their grade up? I would start here with the E's. Anything that's really an E, because it's 65% of the grade, that can really make or break a grade if it goes up or down. And then I would go to the R's, and then A's. Break. So E's are worth the most. E's are worth the most because they really affect the as you look at your students' grade reports and things for our class, if they are missing any of these assignments labeled with an E, I would make sure that they do those first. Click on grades. This kind of has a breakdown. Looks like our test students is missing a lot of these assignments, or all of these assignments. So right there it says the assignment, what it is, the due date, the status, if it's missing or if it's completed or if it's late, but there's no penalty for late work, their score, what they got out of 4. And it will have their grading breakdown right there. Now you can look at these scores here on Canvas, these grades here on Canvas. Everything will be transferred over to Skyward. Every time I grade something, I transfer over to Skyward. So that will have the final breakdown, or the final grading of what your student will receive in the class. So I would rely more on Skyward than on Canvas. Okay. Thing about our modules, if a student is misses a class for whatever reason, they can always come here to Canvas and go to our modules. It's broken down by specific day to find out what we have been learning in class that day and any projects or instructions or things that are happening. So it's all broken down by specific day. So say we missed Friday, September 4th. You can come, you can click on that. Right there it has our breakdown of what we did that day. So we start off with Happy National. That day it was Wildlife Day. In our class, one of the things we like to recognize is just kind of some silly, goofy things that are a national quote-unquote holiday of that day. So this was Wildlife Day. We had New York Day yesterday. We've had Cheese Toast Day, Care Bears Day. So it's just kind of something silly that we do. Just kind of fun. This is the upcoming due dates, studio time, what they will be working on in class that day with their projects, and here's just a breakdown of what we did that day in class. So we have our bell ringer prompt and discussion. So in their sketchbook, there's always some type of prompt or a question, and they'll draw their response to that. And any discussions that we have in class, like there, will be right here. It will include slideshows or anything that we use in class. It will be right there. In the studio time, it will tell you what the students will be working on that day in class as their project. It will also list any homework that will be assigned for there. So that's under modules. So that list, it's up to date with everything there. So that is our Canvas course. Your students are so wonderful. They have grown so much. As artists, sometimes it's hard. We get on ourselves to think our artwork is not the strongest that it could be, and it's not perfect, and it doesn't look right. But it's all about a process. That's what I try to remind students constantly. It's not just about the end product, the end goal. Art is about that process of creating. And they are fantastic artists. Sometimes we don't let ourselves believe or know or appreciate how talented we are and how amazing we are and how artistic we are. And they really, really are. And I've noticed their growth and their progress already, and it'll only continue to grow from this point on as we go in the semester. If you would like to set up a time to talk with me, whether that's over the phone, whether that's on an email or a Google Meet or things like that, or if you'd like to meet face-to-face, you totally can do that too. We can set up a time to do that as well. I will be available on Monday, September 28th from 3:30 to 6:30. So send me a message, email me a message, and we can set up a time so we can talk. And with any questions or concerns or comments or anything that you would like to talk about. So thank you so much.